Gold weighing over 1,000 sovereigns robbed from the lockers of a private bank. Absence of security made the job easier. Former Fisheries Minister KPP Sami arrested on charges of murdering a fisherman in 2006. Police say he has confessed and suspect he could be involved in 3 other offences. What do people want of their mayor? We ask, and Chennaiites come up with a long list. Even as the Communist Party is hopeful of favourable news on seat allotment, they announced the candidates for the 4 mayoral posts for the polls ahead. A group of scientists say the upcoming Kudamkulam nuclear power plant is both safe and world-class. Defending IPL champs, Chennai Super Kings take on the Mumbai Indians at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium. They win the toss and choose to bat. And make way for the Elite Football League, the Indian version of American football. It's quite a lifetime opportunity for Chennai's less fortunate players. This is the headlines now on NDTV Hindu with me, Evelyn Matthew. Let's also bring you a quick scan of the national headlines at this hour. The BJP ups the ante. Yashwant Sinha says the proof against Chidambaram is overwhelming. He belongs in jail with Raja. As a row over his 2G note to the PMO intensifies, Pranab Mukherjee cuts short his trip to Washington to meet the Prime Minister in New York. A breakthrough in the Mumbai blasts of July in which 27 were killed. The anti-terror squad establishes the Indian Mujahideen link. CCTV footage hammers the hunt for the men who killed a 22-year-old toll booth attendant just outside Delhi. As Chief Minister Gehlot does damage control in Bharatpur, an FIR comes up against his minister in the case of a missing nurse. An Orissa MLA of the ruling BJD, Jagbandhu Majhi, is shot dead by suspected Maoists. NASA says a 12,500-pound decommissioned satellite has fallen back to Earth, but it cannot pinpoint the exact location. And Wasim Akram talks on how Shoaib Akhtar self-destructed his career. As Tamil Nadu braces itself for the local body polls next month, its voters are expecting a massive change too. Our reporter Krishnamurthy listens in while Chennai lists out the qualities of an ideal mayor. 44.49 lakh voters from the city will decide on who will make it to the Ripon building after the local body polls. And as for their new mayor, people want him to address everything from civic issues to even eliminating corruption.
My expectation is free flow of traffic, and we need more flyovers. And most of the places, these autos are parking everywhere, so that should be removed. That is my one of the expectation. And the roads to be improved.
ஒரு கவர்மெண்ட் ஆபீஸ் கிட்ட போனாலும் எந்த ஒரு வேலை விஷயமா போனாலுமே ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் சரியா இல்லை. எங்கே போனாலும் வந்து லஞ்சம் தான் கேட்குறாங்க. இதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணணும்.
As for suburban Chennaiites, they are even more enthusiastic over the polls. 8 town panchayats and 25 village panchayats on the periphery of the city will become part of the Chennai Corporation. Their one hope that the local body elections would bring about a greater change.
தண்ணி பிரச்சனை, தண்ணி கிடையாது. தண்ணிலாம் குடிக்க முடியாது. அதெல்லாம் மஞ்சள் காமலா வர மாதிரி தண்ணி. டைனேஜ் ரெண்டாவது. இதுல குப்பை கப்பலாம் எதுவும் எடுக்க மாட்டேன்றாங்க. அதுதான் ப்ராப்ளம்.
ஹில் பார்க்லேருந்து கேளம்பாக்கம் வரையினா ஒரு மழை பெஞ்சாலும் அதிகப்படியான வெயில் அடிச்சாலும் உட்காரதுக்கோ வயசானவங்களுக்கோ எந்த ஒரு பஸ் ஸ்டாப்பும் கிடையாது. சிட்டிக்குள்ளே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒவ்வொரு கார்னருக்கு வந்து குப்பை தொட்டி வச்சிருக்காங்க. இங்கே குப்பை தொட்டி வரதே கிடையாது.
But not everyone is coming up with a wish list for just their street or neighborhood. Many want the initiatives taken by the Chennai Corporation to continue regardless of who gains majority.
அதப்போ வர போன இது வந்து பண்ணது வந்து நல்லா பார்க்கிங்கு, நல்லா பெரிய அதிகார வாக்கிங் நல்லா பண்ணுறது, நல்லா ஒரு கார்பரேஷன் நல்லா பண்ணிக்கிறாங்க. இன்னும் வந்து இந்த இடத்துல வந்து பீச்சில் வந்து நல்லா பார்க்கிங் இருக்கிற மாதிரி மக்கள் நடமாட்டது தனி ஒரு வழி, பார்க்கிங் நல்ல வழி ஒரு நல்லா பண்ணால் இன்னும் இந்த வர கார்பரேஷன் எலெக்ஷன் நல்லா இருக்கும் இன்னும்.
With practically every party announcing its mayoral candidate, clearly it is not going to be a cakewalk for any single nominee. Is the ideal mayor glued into the needs of the public? In Chennai, with Krishnamurthy, Evelyn Matthew for NDTV Hindu. Now in some political news, the left party's candidate list for the local body polls are out. In fact, the State's Communist Party of India, or the CPI, in fact seemed like they were putting out a last-ditch effort in its talks with the ruling AIADMK. But earlier this morning, a group of CPI leaders had even had a final round of talks with the AIADMK. On Thursday, after talks broke down completely, the party decided to hold an executive committee meeting to decide the further course of action. They were reportedly upset with the AIADMK's inflexible attitude during the seat-sharing talks. Now, looks like the civic polls ahead are going to be quite an outing for many parties as individual competitors. After the DMDK, it's the VCK that has joined the solo bandwagon. Party chief Thol Thirumavalavan had called on the PMK, the MDMK and the Communist parties as well as the Muslim-based parties for a new alliance to contest in the local body polls. For the time being, the party will announce their candidates in 2 days.
உள்ளாட்சி அமைப்புகளுக்கான தேர்தலில் விடுதலை சிறுத்தைகள் தமிழகம் தழுவிய அளவில் தனித்து போட்டியிடுகிறது. மாநகராட்சி, நகராட்சி, பேரூராட்சி மற்றும் மாவட்ட ஊராட்சி ஒன்றிய அமைப்புகள் என அனைத்து நிலைகளிலும் விடுதலை சிறுத்தைகள் போட்டியிடுகிறது.
Let's get you some news from the districts now. Reports from Tirupur suggest that over 1,000 sovereigns of gold was stolen from a leading private bank, the Muthoot Finance, in the area. Earlier this morning, a group of 6 men barged into the bank and immediately bound the employees' hands and taped their mouths at knife point. The manager was forced to open the lockers containing the gold. They were just 4 employees, in fact, working this morning, and at the hour of robbery, there were no security guards stationed outside. The bank held around 3,500 sovereigns. The Tirupur police investigating the case say they have found a few vital clues. In some more news from the districts, in Trichy, close to 10 crores worth cash and jewellery was seized from a car at a checkpost on the Trichy-Dindigul highway today. 40 lakhs in cash and 34 kilograms of gold were confiscated. The district collector with other officers rushed to the spot and have sent the 2 men to the income tax department for questioning. Further investigations are currently on. Another from the DMK breed bites the dust, but this time on charges of murder. The former fisheries minister from the DMK, KPP Sami, was arrested today in relation to a murder of a fisherman in 2006. He was denied anticipatory bail and his 2 brothers had surrendered. After the case was reopened, a member of the family had in fact filed a complaint with the Greater Chennai Commissioner of Police. The city police now says that Mr. Sami confessed to having committed that crime. They have added that their investigation revealed that Mr. Sami was also involved in 3 other offences, cases under 10 sections of the Indian Penal Code, including murder, rioting armed with deadly weapons, voluntarily causing hurt, criminal intimidation, abducting in order to murder and criminal conspiracy have been slapped against him. DMK Chief Karunanidhi has said these arrests are aimed to defame his party ahead of upcoming civic polls in the state. Moving on to other news making headlines. Former scientists and nuclear experts have given the much debated Kudamkulam nuclear plant a safe stamp. They have said that the safety standards adopted for the ambitious nuclear projects is one of the highest and the best in the world. According to them, due to a few disasters internationally lately, the global standards of safety itself have gone up a few notches and that the new reactors are a lot safer than the older ones. The scientists acknowledged that the residents' fears must be addressed and said that the government ought to take time and explain the benefits and safety measures to the protesters.
Kudamkulam design is equally safe like other design, one of the safest reactors that will be built. And I think people need not worry about the safety of nuclear power Kudamkulam plant. However, people should interact with them, explain the features, convince them that it is safe. But I can tell you technically, it is as safe as any other reactors in the world and much safer than Fukushima. But I think our public information system should improve and steps are already being taken to do this.
Members of the National Minority Commission today were at the Justice Bashir Ahmed Saeed College for Women discussing the problems and the prospects of minorities here in India. They have sounded off the urgent passing of the Prevention of Communal and Targeted Violence Bill that's under the Parliament's consideration currently. Representatives added that necessary amendments to the bill would be a way to accommodate the different views coming in from different states. Opinions on the erosion of the state's power and authority had in fact come up, questioning whether the federal character would be encroached upon
SIET
by the
also
states.
established. And this year, the women's head of the department and other staff under it. And thank you. Can you, any part of the...
This bill, therefore, safeguards against members of the administration actually conniving at violence. As you know, this is a charge that has been made also in Gujarat. This is a charge that has been made in Orissa. This is a charge that has been made elsewhere also. This law is the only one which really clearly and concisely lays down that such persons who are found guilty in this manner will be held accountable. The other point is, and in this way the bill is quite unique, the damage caused as a result of the riots will be debitable to those found guilty of actually having connived at and promoted the riots.
Up ahead on the headlines now, the BJP plays up the 2G note as their trump card, calling their spectrum policies clean. They now want the Home Minister to come under the microscope.